Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Songs of Conquest, where I've decided that we're just going to go ahead and jump into the fourth campaign. I hoped to have time to get the third one done before 1.0, but alas, 1.0 is upon us. The Baryan thing is out, it's ready to play, and this is what everybody wants to see, right? We might be engaging in a little bit of narrative out of order here. A lot of what's going on in the campaign so far has been pretty separated, so you know, I hope this won't spoil the third campaign for us too much, I guess. But like, I'm excited to see the Baryan campaign. Y'all are excited to see the Baryan campaign. Let's just do it. The old tinkerer Bigly Satherdown had one last contract to complete to clear his family's debt and become a free man. But little did he know that his actions and choices would have far larger consequences. Of course they would. We wouldn't be playing just that dude's story, obviously. Bigly Satherdown had received a letter from his friend and debt holder, Captain Spool, requesting aid and troops in an area near the swamps. Okay, so this is going to plug into the Rana story a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to worthy. We may, based on some of the stuff that happened in the last campaign, there's a chance we will bump it back down. But let's try it like this first. So we have a pretty good sense of what units this army has since we were just fighting them. But there are definitely some that I'm very eager to get to control. In particular, I really want to see what you can do with Dreeth early on. They seem very dangerous. Bigly Satherdown, an old tinkersmith from the Azure Oasis, had received a letter from his debt holder, Xavier Silkspool. Now he was on his way to deliver troops and his services for debt holder Silkspool's next contract. Alright, well, I guess let's go meet up. So what do we have right now? We actually have a fair amount of force here. So, tinkers that can erect stakes, chaos and destruction. These pikes with the bonus melee range seems very powerful for a low tier unit. Some rifles. These steam pipers that we know are, they're dangerous at least once you get them up to like 100 stack size. And then a second unit of tinkerers. Okay. Hey, what's going on here? Topaz Battalion. Wielder Satherdown, we've been awaiting your arrival. Good morning, friend. Just call me Bigly. I'm still indebted, so we're more equal than you might think. Well, I've been informed of such, Wielder Bigly. Just Bigly, please, and thank you. As you wish. Captain Silkspool awaits you on the edge of the desert to the north. You're to gather and recruit troops on your way and meet him there. He's preparing for a battle. Oh, a battle. I like those. Always a good time. Yeah, they must be for the kind of person who gets to sort of sit on the edge of the battle and cast spells into it from perfect safety. Yeah, welcome aboard, y'all. How's a guy just going to be like, yeah, cool, a battle. It sounds like fun. The banners of House Rosewater fluttered above this army. A familiar wielder, Alea Ardashir, had stepped out to greet Bigly as he halted the Topaz troops a respectful distance away. Bigly, I received reports that the Topaz Battalion was on the way and thought I'd greet Silkspool with a hell roar welcome. But it's just you. Oh, it's me, all right. I need to pass through here with these troops. Does your contract allow? It doesn't. I can't let you pass. Well, Alea, normally I'd take your warning and leave. Our forces are evenly matched, and who wants a fair fight, huh? Well, no mercenary I know, but there's a but coming, isn't there? Well, sure is. A big one. This is likely the last service I do to clear my debt. I'll be a free man after this, so I must insist you retreat. Blast it. I'd be breaching my contract. Could you wait a few days until my rounds take me elsewhere? Oh, I can't, sorry. So we're fighting. I'm afraid so. This seems like a perfectly sensible reason for all these people to die. I guess I really wish I could start you on the high ground. I suppose this will have to do. This seems like a pretty scary fight, honestly. The Hell Roars are the lesser cannons, but it's still, well, it's a cannon. Actually, it might not be the lesser cannon. That might be the fancy upgraded one. Yeah. That's concerning, and we don't really have the spell build up or anything to deal with that. I think this is just gonna suck a lot. So this, what else kind of sucks is like it's actually kind of hard to tell our units apart at a glance here. So this guy's had his turn already. The cannon's about to go. I suppose I want to separate the pikes out from that cannon piece, or from everything else, so that that cannon piece can't pick a kill up on them as well as everything else. We are definitely going to roll kind of forward and then just play some music. Okay. So this is within deadly range. It's just like you just don't really do any damage against that unit. I could give you one extra space of movement, get my deadly range over to here. I don't know that I want to. How much movement do you have? 4? So we can get around here and provide a blockade for him. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm just not going to fire this turn. Yeah, let's just like commit forward a bunch here. Really, does this thing's attacks don't provoke retaliation? Yeah, enemies don't retaliate. That seems very good. And we only get 1 to 3 kills on this attack. I really would prefer this go a little smoother. Should we try to just, I don't know, there's not really anything else to do, right? We just gotta hit him. Alright, we can finish the job with the pipers. This is awkward though. We do have Chaos Step. So I could Chaos Step my unit out and try to break the adjacency. Honestly though, like 4 guns, I'm really worried about how much damage we're going to be able to deal at all. I suppose we have to try. So move it 1 hex, then place it in one of the adjacent hexes. Okay, there was a chance it was going to come down and still be in the adjacent spot. So your deadly range is 4 hexes. If I run down here, I do not have deadly range on their gunner. I really can't do much of anything, honestly. Alright, well, I'll take this extremely horrible shot. Why do my units have to go in this order? You know, we're definitely going to just justice the cannon. I don't want to have to deal with that. Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to take one for the team here. So all of their units go before all of my units on this next turn. That's pretty rough. And unfortunately, all of our initiative modifiers only last 1 troop turn. Like, it's actually very difficult for us to affect the initiative order here in a meaningful way, because we can only cast spells on our own troops' turns, and our first turn in the round is so late. I'm going to do this on the hopes that it shunts me through to here. Okay, there we go. I feel a little bit better about that, for sure. Ow. +1 attack for you. I think that's pretty good. Do I even... No, I'm just going to hit him. We'll save our momentum, or our essence, rather, for this turn. Alright. +10 offense. Is it enough to get the second kill? It is not. We're still doing it. Okay. Get up here, so it's... We're not doing a low ground to high ground attack anymore, and that gets us through, but only barely. In these early battles where the number of total troops is quite low, and if the enemy has some kind of like very high value unit, it's going to be in very small numbers. Having access to justice pretty quickly into the battle is really, really nice. After the battle, the wounded were allowed to retreat, and Alea presented herself for negotiations. Well fought, Bigley. You'd make a fearsome freeblade. There could be much profit in store for you. I surrender and offer 10,000 gold for my freedom. Ah, that sounds good, Alea. Let's do that. I don't like holding prisoners anyway. But only if you tell me of your current contract. A fair deal. I'm tasked with guarding this area as well as the mines to the north from any intruder, and I am not to yield the field of battle. We got paid well for that clause. Oh, that's a big area to protect. As big as the payment, although now we won't be getting any bonus for this area. You're not heading to the mines, are you? Me telling you things wasn't part of the deal. True. Our negotiation is concluded. I'll be seeing you, Bigley. May the fair winds guide you. Or may the sand of the desert scour all ill between us. Yeah, no hard feelings. I just killed all the men in your employ. With those parting words, Alea led what little remained of her forces west. Bigley waved as she left and then went back to the task at hand. So, yeah, I think that's a very effective intro in communicating the degree to which it really all is just sort of like in the game for them culturally, and how little they think of their underlings. I do like extra chaos. I like extra tiers on spells, obviously, and we are a plus spell damage leader, so yeah, let's take this chaos magic. Okay, we got some resources up here. Indebted bandits in the area. Oh no. Head toward these mines in the north first, right? Sure would be nice to establish something. There's some wild Dreath over here. We might be able to tame them. The pack of wolves is definitely going to be an actual fight. Well, it says it should be pretty easy. Okay, that's not really many wolves, is it? I'm a little bummed out that we lost all of our ranged units. So what do these wolves have as far as abilities? Not really anything, just stealthy. It's not a big deal. Yeah, let's break down the bigger stack, I guess. Y'all have 43 initiative to my 28, so improving initiative slightly is not. It's not going to get us any real turn order bonus. The problem with the way we're stacked up right now is that it's actually really hard. I guess I'm gonna run forward here, attack there, eat the counterattack. 1, 2, 3. You have 4 movement, right? Yeah. So this unit can attack in perfect safety. I hate to be like terribly mercenary about it, although I guess it's just very appropriate to the setting. But like the lives of our steam pipers are definitely worth less than the lives of our other units. They're a lot less impressive in combat. You know, I don't think we do need a bone club. It's really hard for me to imagine wanting to use a bone club. Alright, let's try to find somewhere to put some of this stuff to use. We certainly don't want to interact with the escaped indebted yet. We are... Well, maybe we could capture some of them? I'm just thinking, like, we are in sad shape right now. That is a lot of stuff. Well, let's take a step back toward them. Poachers and brigands. Alright. Let's try to knock them out. A rough band of Baryans stood before Bigley, and he recognized that these too were indebted, but they had chosen to flee their debts instead of the responsible path he followed. Why are you doing this, little man? You know nothing of the burdens of the indebted. Well, the world is as it is, and your families and friends will have picked up your debt when you turn to whatever this is. At least I can ease their burden by not reporting your family name in this crime. Yeah, isn't that super kind and considerate of you? Until we can get some recruiting done, we're going to be very reliant on getting good double range attacks, and this shit's extremely frustrating. Do I want to just... I think I'm just going to pass the turn, make them run their ranged unit forward. That's interesting. So the thing is, I don't really want to move in. Yeah, so I'm just not going to. Let's make this archer fire a half-strength attack. And then... let's try a chaos step. Okay, so we get to move the troop up to 2 hexes now. So pretty decent odds that we get close enough to actually attack this thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna... So you have 17 initiative, you have 29. Playing the initiative song is not going to get the Tinker moving ahead. Even playing the initiative song and stacking up Quicken isn't going to pull that off. So there's nothing I can do about that. This guy may well just fall back and attack my pikes from there. Well, not too much to do about it. Okay, you just need a quickening to be able to join the battle. Alright, not bad. And then, what does this guy got? 23 health? I should have lowered his spell resistance before casting the spell on him. But whatever, we got it. The losses were not severe, but every dead pike is definitely a significant reduction in our power. But there are definitely some bonuses over here that we need to pick up. Okay, cart full of stone. And that's when I ran out of movement. Okay, the cart also had Celestial Ore in it. That's actually quite significant. Okay, permanent movement bonus. I'm going to touch the stone altar one more time on our way past here. I'm assuming I probably can't handle these bandits in my reduced state. No, we'll come back. Okay, here we are. A small camp for training mercenaries had been erected here. Many indebted turned to honorable mercenary work if they were strong and skilled. Are you the indebted wielder? Yup, call me Bigly. The Topaz troops are camped nearby. If you have the means, you should recruit more here. The captain said he needs a large force for this endeavor. All right, thank you. I don't know why we're taking financial advice from this rando here. We'll claim this shop, thank you. And also, I mean, we're definitely going to follow the advice. It's weird that he felt it was appropriate to sort of interject himself there. And yeah, definitely grab the Farseer's vessel. I love vision. Okay, so that bandit battle is still looking pretty rough, but there's a lot of value behind them if we can take it. Let's check these camps over here, see if there are any more. Hell yeah. Any more troops to be found is what I was going to say. Definitely take on the pikes. And some more muskets. And a few more troops will have generated over here. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm feeling much more like this is something we can handle. Should we fall back and grab all this first? Maybe not. No, let's just press him. I don't want to weaken my army before the battle. Have you come to bargain? We have some excellent animals and indebted for sale here. You've captured humans, and now you want to sell them as slaves. And Dreeth, very valuable. I don't like to deal with cages and slaves like this. It's distasteful for everyone. I'd rather deal with violence. I appreciate that violence against slavers is seen as less distasteful, because that's just correct. That's good math. All right, so you are just a melee fighter. We really need some better movement on our units. This is just sad is what it is. Honestly, I think I'm just not even going to move this unit. Nor you. Yeah, this gives me shooting range. Not like exciting shooting range, but this, on the other hand, this won't quite work. I certainly don't want to run any further forward. I think I'll just not attack with this one. We'll hold off and get ready. And yeah, I feel like we can do the same thing here. Just kind of let them approach. They're going to get a pretty weak shot off here. No, they're not, actually. Not even. You need a little bit of a push forward. Fortunately, we can abuse the situation there a little bit. Because two of the tiles behind the target tile were already occupied, you know, she can only come up in one of the ones that's actually available. Alright, let this dude run in. And you're just reloading. You can't even get in melee range. I kind of wish there was like a fast reload spell. I'm sure there's a good reason that there isn't. But yeah, I guess just continue reloading. You want to try to reduce the strength of that archer unit as quickly as possible. Gosh, it sure does take a while for us to build up essence. Well, everything except order essence, which we are just absolutely bathing in. Yeah, I guess just run forward. I can almost get up onto the high ground. Not that it necessarily matters a huge amount, I suppose. Sometimes the best thing you can do with a gun is just like hit them with it. All right, I'm absolutely going up to tier 3 on the chaos spells. That's a wonderful option to get this early. You know, a boar spear is pretty okay. It'll get replaced eventually, but it's not like we'll be missing 900 gold forever either. Okay. Captives wait in cages to be sold in the markets of Barya. If freed, they'll be glad to join forces. Yeah. I could see that. I could see why they might be willing to do that. Not that it represents a moral good or anything. Okay, I think we're going to drop the Steam Pipers, maybe? Second unit of Musketeers. I really want Dreaths. I want to play with this unit. Alright, woodstone money. Woodstone money. And money. Alright, so it seems like we're intended to continue going upward. I am going to hit the mercenary quarters here. Hire on what we can hire on, and then we're going to backtrack to these bandits. You know, if everyone put as much energy into working off their debts as they do trying to avoid them, the debts would be paid and we'd all be better off. Boy, those would have to be some awfully small debts for that to be true, I feel like. Well, I see you wear the cuffs of the indebted. You should leave us be. How long have you worked for your freedom? Well, I've always been free. No one can tell you what to think or feel. I chose to work to clear my family's debt, and I'm almost done. And how long did it take? Well, a lifetime, but it's been a good life, and soon it's all mine. I'm looking forward to it, you know? So, are you going to surrender? What? No! Then I won't waste my breath on dead men. I mean, we all knew how that conversation was going to go, and you felt plenty happy to waste your breath. It is unironically really sad to see this guy, this gentleman of very advanced age, being like, my life's just about to be my own, and I think it's a good thing for now to be when that starts. All right, that's a little bit more variance than I would like to see. You know what? Screw defensive stats. All we need is kill. Oops, I didn't leave myself a path to finish the kill. That's alright. The Dreath get to retaliate before being hit, which makes it not retaliation at all. But that will certainly deal with that dude. And this is just a bunch of valuable stuff. So this is not a real path, right? Up and to the right here. Yeah, like it ends right there. All right, this way we go. The way ahead was covered with boulders and the smoking remains of what used to be the road. A group of soot-stained tinkers approached. Hey there, Wielder. Our experiment went a bit too far, and we've blocked the road north. Just Bigly. This is unfortunate, because I really need to get to the other side. What kind of debt do you think you've created for yourselves? Quite a bit, probably. I guess we'll have to work it off. Well, I'm on my way to Captain Spool and his Topaz Battalion. He takes good care of indebted. Yeah, I guess it's the sensible thing to do. Well, maybe not sensible, but reasonable. What? That doesn't make sense. Ha, true. That's the end of the conversation. That's what makes it sensible, is that it doesn't make any sense. Which makes as much sense as anything else about the way our society is organized. Alright, that is really quite a lot of money. And also quite a lot of money. I would love to actually like get to a town or something here so that we can turn this money into something. And hey, look, it's the undead. Would you believe they're bound by their oath to conquer? Oh, I hate these undead creations. Aurelia was clearly mad to do this. Soldier, your oath is broken. Your empress is gone. Lies. Death. Yep, fair enough. Let's just put the guns right up front here. Yeah. Hard for me to imagine this thing actually getting to us to do much havoc. Sorry, these two stacks of things. Well, I appreciate you running that far forward. I don't think we want to close. This only gives melee offense. All right, we'll just fire. Okay, that's good enough to let me get to the top guys, although I was expecting to kill more of them when doing so. And blunt the retaliation at least a little bit here. Pretty sure the, oh, never mind. I was going to say, pretty sure the gunners have the 5-stack under control, but right. That's not how these kinds of gunners work. Just make it more likely that we finish the stack off. Okay, so the Dreath don't do the most damage. But I still think that pre-taliation thing is really powerful. And maybe if we just like focus on making sure our Dreath get upgraded before everything else, probably it'll work out okay. Ooh, destruction magic, channeling. Let's start picking up destruction magic. Why were they guarding this thing? I mean, they were obviously important for the old empire, but why? Ha! Look at me. Getting drawn in by the old query of what the old beacons did. Everthink would smile. He knows a person whose name is Everthink? Alright, this could be a little ugly. Unless this guy wants to just join up. Up on a hill, a large host of bandit fighters approached. Their leader, a young man with strength in his step, walked out to meet Beagley. So, you've been sent to deal with me then. No, take it easy. I won't listen to your lies. We stand free here, and I see mercenaries set on a task. I never mind a good fight. Livens up the day. Okay, so you're gonna make me do this. Okay, that's, it's fine. Probably want... Yeah. Want the pikes in a little bit more of a central position. So that we can direct them toward whichever side the enemies actually approach from. Like this. Okay, unfortunately we can't quite get in range here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, never mind, I'm wrong. I absolutely could get into deadly shooting range. We won't be able to on this side. And even with a 2-space teleport, well, maybe. Depends on where you land. Okay, yeah. That's pretty handy, I think. I would like one more space worth of movement here. Throw up a little obstruction. Sadly, the enemies choose not to focus on it instead of my own units. Ouch. All right, that's a lot of tinkers in pretty rough positions there. We can get ourselves decent stations for the rest of the fight, and now this stack has 30 health altogether. It does not feel like justice makes a lot of sense anywhere, but we can do this at least. And then, like, apply a copy of aggression. It doesn't actually seem to change things very much. A little bit of counter hit protection as well, and okay. Not ideal, definitely costly. We got to be getting pretty close to him, right? The leader of the bandits had clearly been a wielder, but as the dust settled after the battle, no sign of him was seen. Well, that's concerning. So Essence Shield is powerful when we go up against it. I'm not convinced that it would be all that interesting for us to take because I don't really want the enemies to attack first. I mean, like, I guess what you can do is you can just bait them toward you. If you can make them all attack, like, more or less on the same turn, then you can counterattack the turn after, and your ranged probably won't have to move, and they'll get the full deadly range bonus and stuff. Like, it's not nothing, but I think I'd rather just have attuned. Oh, please let there be a functional settlement somewhere. Bandit hideout. You know what? It gives us a fair. I think we can stand on a fair. Might want to split some of those musketeers up. I should have. Wow. Okay. They're getting some very favorable combat order here. So this guy's about to take a turn. This is annoying, and I don't really like. I'm only going to get to do this once. I'd rather do it with the larger stack. Just like back you up a step here. Now that we only have one Dreeth, I'm reluctant to use it for anything. Yeah, even +1 movement isn't going to get me there. All right, I guess I should. Oh, I've like totally spaced on the presence of this guy. Let's empower you for striking. Okay. I feel like at this point we pretty much got this. But again, costly. This doesn't actually give movement. Let's, Alright, we're in a position where we can execute, like, a moderately okay melee-to-melee attack. Or, ranged-to-ranged melee attack. Give you a little bit of bonus movement so you can get in. And then... yeah, bleeding troops incredibly rapidly. look at that. That is brutal. But you get some good loot from doing those, including a helmet of the Vanir, which is in fact just worse than the helmet that I already had. Just strictly worse. All right, we're starting to accumulate some more permanent stat points, though. Hey, look, it's Captain Spool. We finally made it. As Bigley led the Topaz forces toward the camp, Captain Xavier Silkspool, leader of the Topaz Battalion, in his unmistakable hat, strode out to meet them. Bigley Satherdown, my dear friend and soon-to-be free man, it is good to see you. Xavier, same to you. So, you were serious. This place would be my last, and then my family's debt is paid. It would be. Once this is over, I will relinquish your family's debt to mine. It will be over in a just and rightful way. Oh, thank you. You've been very kind. Some would even say you were overpaying me. Bigley, shut up. Well, some might. I don't. Now, to the business at hand. Gather my troops here and the Dreath to the south, and then we'll head up the road. I'll brief you on the way. Okay. Grab some troops and some Dreath. What's in the large camp? It's not even going to let me look. Yeah, please join up. We could desperately use numbers again. Ooh, yeah, okay. That's exciting. Not even a full stack of them. Alright, so we're doing a good job of accumulating, like, temporary bonuses. We're not going to be able to slide on those forever, though. Okay, that was fairly bountiful. I guess we have the space for the Steam players, and so we should invite them in. Seems like the polite thing to do. Even if perhaps we would rather not. A messenger came running down the road to meet with the battalion. Silkspool stepped up and exchanged a few quick words with the scout. He then turned to Bigley. Oh, we've captured a Farseer's vessel and can keep watch over the over Ember Hill. That's where we're going initially, then on to find some old artifact called the Crest of the Legion. Oh, a treasure hunt. As long as we go slowly and steady to avoid traps, this should be great. So, what's with the big army? Just in case the locals get in my way. A large show of force usually deters most battles. You know, that should be in the mercenary code. Oh, it should. So, head to Ember Hill, then find out where this artifact is. Yes, should be buried in the area, likely guarded by those old undead you see here and there. It belonged to some Aurelian wielder, and I'm being paid very handsomely for it. Enough to clear your debt, to be honest. Oh, seems easy enough. It should be. Then off to the northwest, near Scorched Hills, to meet with some scholar named Embertina. But there's a problem. Alea Ardashir has called upon the Golden Rose Battalion and is guarding Ember Hill. Oh, blast it. I defeated her on the way. She's contracted to guard and not yield in battle. She also knows that you're in the area. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll just have to think of something. With the Golden Rose Battalion at her back, we can't face her head on. Okay, I appreciate the restraint. Okay, more neutral buildings that will have recruits for us. Never mind, not that one. And this is just an oasis, actually. It's not a recruitment structure at all. Well, never mind me then. This road sign. As the battalion neared the crossroads, Bigley stopped and pulled Silkspool aside into the shade among the trees. Xavier, I have an idea. When I met Alea, she told me she's protecting both this area and the mines to the north. Ah, so I'll go and create a diversion at the mines, maybe freeing some slaves and arming them, and that will draw her away so you can take Ember Hill. Xavier, this is just what you've been looking for. A contract that allows you to free the Rana. You can't fool me. I know what you and Mary have been trying to achieve. Well, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is merely a contract, and I'm just following the logical steps to a satisfactory conclusion. Did you plan this, Xavier? Of course not. Now, it seems I will follow your most clever advice and lead half of the battalion north. Your final task for me will be to get that artifact and deliver it to Ambertina. And I'll do that, my friend. And when we next meet, I will clear your name and your families of any and all debt. Well, thank you, Xavier. Take care on your journey. You as well. I'm off to create a diversion. May the springs of the desert cool your feet. All right. Well, that feels... I don't know. Silk Spool led his forces north, waving as he left. Bigley stood gazing after him a long while before turning back to the task at hand. Soon, he would be a free man. I'm just saying, I don't know if we're going about this in the most intelligent way, you know? This road led north, not the way Bigley needed to go. He studied the horizon where the shapes of Captain Silkspool's forces slowly disappeared. Okay, I'm just not even allowed to explore right now. Well, there's not really anywhere else to go. Let's check out east. Sorry, west. I know my cardinal directions. Who says I don't? I'm going to blame it on being very tired. It's been a long day, but I was super eager to get back to some of this. Far to the north, the sound of explosions and cannon fire could be heard. Captain Silkspool had likely blown up the local gunpowder storage, and the sound of it echoed across the desert sands. Now, let's see if she takes the bait. I think she will. So many wielders who love rushing from one thing to another. He just kids these days to the problem. Alright, y'all two want to maybe like join up instead of fighting? We'll let you pass if you let us go. We don't want to pick a fight with you. Well, I might want to pick a fight with you. I'm not fond of bandits. What deal are you proposing? Well, what do you want? Information. Do you know anything about the crest of the Legion? It belongs to some old Legion, maybe? Okay, nice try. Fighting it is. We did give him a chance, right? It's a perfectly fair and sensible... Uh-oh. Okay, that's a game crash. I'm gonna fix that. We'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Got us loaded into the battle. Sorry about that. My computer is the tiniest bit haunted sometimes. So this burly dude just ran right up on us immediately upon loading in. I have to say, I don't know if I like that very much as a strategy because, you know, he's just going to get shot with every gun. Can you kill a reasonable number of them? Not really. Not sure if I even want you to attack then. I guess there's not really a compelling reason to. We'll just hit the coin in my hand here. Soften you up. I'm debating whether I want to cast before we attack. So, Boiling Blood, how much health do you have left? 4? That's a shame. It's going to be 1 point short of killing 2 of the people off the stack. But we're dealing... Yeah, you know what? This should allow the Dreath to just completely... It should basically guarantee that the Dreath get the clean kill. This guy's not going to do enough damage to matter. We'll take 1 guy off of this stack at great expense to, again, guarantee the wipeout. And then... Yeah, whatever. Any one of our offensive spells would have done the job there. Hooray, finally, some battles where we're not losing people. Okay, we're getting closer to some kind of proper settlement, although I don't know that we'd be able to take that one over. Guarding another fallen beacon of power. I don't know what utility these things have. Yeah, I don't know what utility these things really have, but I guess let's go grab this one as well. All right, we don't need to have conversations with weirdly eloquent skeletons. Yes, because they're just bound by oath, bound to stand, bound to murder. And I'm not bound to murder, but it is what we're gonna do. Is it murder when they're already dead? We're just re-deading them. There is a small chance that we could actually get an attack off here. Well, I guess it's not that small because of the extra attack range. But if we end up on one of the back tiles here... Nope, never mind. That worked out really well. I'm going to get nice and aggressive with these ones. You're in kind of an awkward position, though. I'd really like to be one space further forward. The thing is, if we spend a quick in here... No, I guess the other troops won't need it. It won't be enough to get the Tinkerers into attack range, and the Dreeth can get into attack range without it. Let's just soften up this stack, because we know the Dreeth are going to have to go after them. And in fact, a little bit of aggression for the Dreeth even. Come on, roll high. Okay, that was not super high on damage. Make sure the skeletons can't reach the ranged in any way. All right. So is there any reason, like, with just 3 of them, how much damage are they doing? At most 9. So they're not actually going to be able to kill a pike. I'm gonna spend our magic softening up the stack down there. You know what? Even a justice, although that seems like an awful lot of essence to pay to kill a single skeleton. Oh, interesting. Not what I thought he was going to do. I guess, bone creatures and dog units have a natural sort of enmity. It's cartoony, but it's there. At some point, we're going to want to unlock another slot in the army, obviously. But at the moment, we're not really running into any difficulties here. Obviously, we have no ability to produce troops of our own. And I do really feel like I want to just push our spell damage. All right, what do we got over here? The desert wind howled mournfully through the ruins of this old tower. I've never really examined these towers, but Everthink has told me they're made of dragon bones and the trunks of those trees that contain ancient amber. Well, seems about right by the looks of it. Okay, that's a weird little bit of focus. All right, another bandit hideout. We really desperately need a place to pick up more bodies. Hey, look who it was. Peace. Can there be a deal for the benefit of all? Well, I need information. Do you know anything about the crest of the Legion? It's an old artifact that's supposed to be buried in the area. And if I tell you, will you let me and my people go? That's the deal. All right. We used to live in Cottonshire, a small settlement to the west of here. We had a bad year, couldn't pay the lease of the land, and had to leave. Oh, leaving your debt behind for your friends and family to take care of. Look, we're doing this to earn money so we can pay the debt and return home. Now, will you please hear what I have to say? All right, let's see if this information is worth your hides. So, there's this old graveyard near Kestrel's home, and it's guarded by many of those risen dead. There are ghost stories that they guard something valuable, and maybe it's this crest of yours. Oh, could be. That's good information and could mean my debts will soon be cleared and I'll be free. Maybe next time we meet, we'll both be free. Y'all don't want to join up? Are you sure? We offer good benefits. Probably not. Alright, do we have what it takes to clear this? Apparently we do. Apparently it's a pretty soft target. Let's try to provide some kind of defense for these poor gunners. In my experience, the AI usually stacks the units that go earlier in the initiative order along the top of these areas. So putting the gunner down here is a slightly safer move, it feels like. Wow, y'all are tough. Okay. I think I probably will just play this song. No, let's get rid of this unit. Let's just make this thing not an issue at all. Maybe that was an error. Maybe I should have kept him over here. I'm very, very concerned about anything that costs us bodies at this point. All right, and you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna justice him too. Just really reduce the stack size as much as possible. Anything that increases the likelihood of a kill and decreases the danger of the retaliation. So you may as well just run forward. There's no version of this where we reach him even with teleportation magic. Okay, my ranged unit can at least get a shot off, I think. My ranged unit can at least get a shot off, I think. There we go. Sometimes they just need a little boost. Alright, the Dreeth can make it with one extra tile of movement. I have to say, it's been a little while since we have had a wielder who had a significant amount of order essence. And I think it's coming from the troops more than the wielder. But it's actually really nice. I missed it. The order spells are remarkably good. We had a lot of situations when we were playing Rana where, like, we were 1 point of movement short of stopping an enemy ranged unit or something. That versatility is really helpful. Well, this area is burned all to hell. Okay. We'll stop off and grab all this stuff and then head southeast. A Braid of the Horned Ones. What does that do? Okay, sure. That seems useful. So we have this boar spear, and I didn't equip it. Do we want it? We don't have very many ranged units. I think I would rather have the 4 points of general offense over 10 points of ranged offense. All right. This is a stack of mercenary reserves. Hopefully they'll be amenable to just coming to work for us. We have a lot of money. This troop carried the standard of the Golden Rose Battalion. Stand down, mercenaries. I need the resources you guard. Well, we can't do that. We've signed a non-retreat clause for this period. Well, that was a poor choice. You should never do that unless they pay really well. Well, they do. Well, then all is in order. Is this where I want my gunners? I probably want my gunners down here. They have their own muskets. I'm hoping that we will... I'm just hoping that we will go first. It looks like my muskets are not, at the moment, going first. But we can probably fix that. Nope, we can't. I haven't generated enough order to modify the initiative yet. Well, we can... obviously, we can play our bagpipes. Okay, and they just won an initiative tie, so playing the pipes will, in fact, swap us in front. So if we were to move closer by 3 tiles, we would get deadly range. We might get luckier. I'm going to try to chaos step. Okay, it didn't work. It didn't quite work. I'm still going to take this instead of moving forward. Moving people by magic doesn't count as them having moved for the purpose of their of the damage debuff, the damage penalty for moving before firing a ranged weapon. So figured it was worth a shot. And if we'd gotten lucky and it had teleported us all the way forward, we would have actually gotten to fire from deadly range with that, which would have been nice. Let's see if I can get you into range. Okay, there we go. That was a pretty good roll. As much as I don't want a retaliation, I am debating, like, do I want a high ground just for the better damage? Let's for sure hit a sabotage. So I'll get 7 to 11 of you from the low ground. That's probably good enough. Get 20% more damage. No, you know what? We're going up to the high ground because there's probably not going to be enough of them left. Yeah, to retaliate meaningfully. All right, couple of losses. We're keeping things mostly under control, but every one of these little like chip off of the army battles makes the next one more difficult. This secluded oasis is occupied by merchants, and we get to take all their stuff. Huzzah! Alright, well, this tower shows us a large amount of space that we can't really make anything out of. The troops from Amber Hill. Oh, thank the rains, you're a wielder. We need help. Alea has left, and the Arleon invaders have been sighted. She was supposed to protect the settlement. Well, invaders? Well, I'm sorry, that's not why I'm here. But you've destroyed our ability to defend ourselves. They're attacking Baryan settlements and seizing the mines. They seem to be searching for something. Oh, blasted. I need the crest, but I've put you folks in harm's way. Well, join my forces and we'll deal with this attacker and recover the crest. Does that sound fair? Sure, that's a fair deal. Our settlement is at your disposal as well. Yeah, listen, anything for you to keep us alive seems like a pretty fair deal. Here we go. The settlement. Where's the main? Here we go. Main settlement structure. Okay. So now we can actually do some troop recruitment, right? Or maybe not. There are no recruitment buildings here. Well, we might remove the shop. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because we would like to be able to build some recruitment structure. Okay, so what do we have access to? A Piper's Post, a Dreith Den, of course, Dire Dreiths. Ooh, Dire Dreiths have infinite retaliations. That's pretty fun. What do upgraded Pipers get us? An extra destruction essence. That's pretty cool. What about... Nope, those are in fact the only 2 troop types that are available at this tier. Or in a small thing. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to recruit more pikes. But you know what? I'll take Dreiths. That works. Happy to have them aboard. Let's make sure this gold mine's working for us. Yeah, okay, we get some resource incomes going. I did not remember to touch the road, the cozy tavern as we passed. Yeah, let's for sure get that upgraded. We'll go convert these buildings, and then we'll come back and grab the Dreiths that have built up. Okay, right. You don't convert an orchard. You just steal all their fruit and sell it. This is how we finance an army. All right. So did we generate a turn of weak Dreiths? We did. Let's get all of those in, and then should be able to upgrade my own Dreiths here. There we go. You know, I didn't actually look at how different the stats are, and I definitely should have. Yeah, it seems like we're meant to go west, but there are money-making buildings down here, and I don't know if it's in character to avoid the ability to make money. Seems like kind of our whole thing. Well, let's scoop up the resources anyway. +5 movement for a couple of turns is certainly useful. Yeah, let's see what's going on out here to the west. Wielder, Arleon forces have just moved into the area to the west. They're clearly searching for something. We'd be happy to join you if you scatter those forces. Our task is to protect these settlements. Oh, fair deal. I don't quite have room for all of you, but I will take all of you that I can. We'll just discard those ones, get them out of the way. I certainly don't need a troop of singers, and I do need that stone deposit, potentially. So I'm afraid you'll have to leave. They're doing a song at us. I'm not going to sing it. Oh, that's a fun rhyme, but unfortunately you're out of time. There we go. Get them right back with the couplets. Everybody hates couplets. All right, I don't think we moved the musketeers far enough forward to get free deadly range attacks. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I really feel like these pikes with basic movement 3 is just really grim. We need better. If we are ever offered a movement boost for this army, like we desperately need to take it. I think I'll just run forward here and play my song. All right, the Dreith also can't quite get where we need them to get. But I guess we can run forward some and then just bolster for next turn. I might want to wait until we have a good shot here. Just hold off until we lose our movement debuff. And you, even with 1 point of bonus movement, are not actually going to get anywhere that matters. So I guess this is kind of awkward, but we're just gonna leave the pikes and stuff out in the open. I'm gonna throw a little bit of defense on her. Hopefully they'll attack the Dreith. Nope. How very annoying. Let's remove your defenses, and yeah, that's a pretty healthy amount of damage. Damn. And look, even the Steam Pipers get to play along sometimes. Yeah, I was really hoping that by boosting the defense of the pikes, we could get the enemies to want to attack the statistically weaker Dreiths, and then they could obviously do the horrifying pre-retaliation damage. Interact with other wielders and raise their XP to this much of your wielder zone. To 25% of this. I could definitely see this being interesting on a like a campaign, like a multiplayer map or something. Given that you get access to a pretty small pool of wielders in campaign mode, I think we're going to skip this, even though it is kind of interesting. And once again, we have to ask the question, like, now that we are starting to get recruitment buildings, do we need more slots in the army, or do we want to just keep tiering up our spells? And I mean, I'm pretty sure I really do love the upgraded spells. They are so useful. All right. Are we going to need to build a bunch? I actually don't even know. It's entirely possible that we will complete the map without needing to use any of this stone. But better to be prepared. Oh, a wielder. We knew this might happen. Why are you here? I'll let you go if you can offer some fair information. No, we're not going to tell you anything. You profiteers know nothing of honor. Prepare yourself, wielder. Yeah, no, those are dudes from Arleon, all right. You absolutely have to start closer to the enemies than that. I can't believe they have 3 base movement. That's really brutal. Okay, so if we teleport all the way forward, we can just get adjacent. I mean, I'm gonna try it. Let's see if it'll play along. Okay, cool. I do actually want to get all the way adjacent, I think, because we want to shut down their ability to perform proper ranged attacks, even though it does mean that we're going to suffer some retaliation here. I really, really, really wish I had enough essence to be able to get a teleport out of both of them. Alright, have a nice clean shot there, and we can move up next turn while we're reloading. I suspect it's not going to be worth it to spend the justice here, so just move forward and hope. I might throw a protection on you, because you probably are going to suffer a bit. Alright, here we can definitely just take the safe ranged attack and... yeah, Chaos Step is a much more reliable tool now that we've tiered it up a bit. It's still not like reliable, but you know, at the very least, even if we get even if the random teleport, you know, puts our unit backwards a space, we're still moving forward on the whole with it now, which is nice. This waterfall gives us some bonus movement for a couple of rounds, and here we have a lectern. But as it became clear that no nobles were interested in the new lands, the merchants took over the responsibilities of the barons. Some of the first merchant houses to be formed were Rosewater, Clear Skies, and Glimmerweave. Not all were as profitable as the trade between Patrium and Arleon tightened, and a new class emerged, the indebted. Not all were profitable, as I inserted a word there that changed the meaning of that sentence a bunch. Apologies. Alright, but some permanent stats, and I feel like that kind of stuff is a lot more important than just like giving a new wielder a boost right away. You tear through those early levels pretty quickly anyway. Alright, well I was kind of curious if we could complete this this first mission in one video, but it seems like that's probably not on the table here, and there's a whole settlement we are going to have to fight over yet, so I might just call the episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we will bring the might of Baryan down upon these Arleon fools. You know, gunpowder exists. There's no reason to still be using bows. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.